to our channel. So in this video, me and my friends will explain about Islamic Kingdom in South Sulawesi, Indonesia. Before that, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Prajna Frisa Cahyaningtyas, 10 age number 20.
My name is Helena Gracia, 10 age number 14.
So let's get started. So first, I will explain the story of the birth of the Wajo Kingdom. The Wajo Kingdom is a kingdom that was founded around 1399 in the area that is the current Wajo Regency in South Sulawesi. Wajo is a continuation of the previous kingdom, namely Cinotabi. Wajo began with the formation of a community on the edge of Lake Lampulo. It is said that people from various regions, north, south, east, and west, gathered on the edge of Lake Lampulo. They were led by an unknown person who was called Puangri Lampulo. After Puangri Lampulo died, this community dissolved until someone had the same ability as him, namely Puangri Timpengen in Bali. This community then moved and gathered in Bali. They named it Cinotabi. After Cinotabi's absence, formed a new kingdom called Akarungengri Penrang. Latendri Bali became the first Andrung Perang. History cousins then asked Latendri Bali to be willing to become their king. Through the Asijencingengri Mutual Agreement, the Wajo Kingdom was formed. Latendri Bali was appointed as the first king with the title Batara Wajo, and his three cousins had the title Pandanreng, who controlled the district called Limpo. Next is royal development. In the history of the development of the Wajo Kingdom, this area experienced a golden age in the era of Latanebare Puangri, Magaratung Arung Matoa, the sixth king of Wajo in the 15th century. Islam was accepted as the official religion in 1611 when Arung Matoa Sangkung was ruling. This happened after Goa, Luwu and Sopeng first converted to Islam. Next is conflict that happened in Wajo. Wajo was involved in the Makassar War between 1660 until 1669 due to unstable geopolitical problems in the central plains of Sulawesi and the position of Arung Matoa Latendri as Sultan Hasanuddin Sonenlau. Wajo lost because many of his people leave Wajo and built socio-economic communities in overseas areas. Next is historical heritage in Wajo. There are Tello Mosque, or also known as Tosora Mosque. Is a mosque founded by Sheikh Jamaluddin Akbar Hussein around 1621. The structure of the building in this mosque is similar to the structure of the mosque building found in several areas of the Islamic Kingdom, where the building is square without a veranda. Next is the tomb of Sheikh Al-Habib Jamaluddin Al-Akbar Al-Hussein. He is a person who contributed to the construction of the Tello or Tosora Mosque in the village of Tosora, Macholing district. The Wajo people themselves believe that he is one of the descendants of the Prophet Muhammad. He was instrumental in spreading Islam to the Wajo community. In the government of the Wajo Kingdom, Latanebare played a very large role in the development of the Wajo Kingdom. He is a role model for the people. He is always paying attention to its people. Latanebare does not like laziness and surrender to fate before trying. He views that all human beings are essentially born free and have the same dignity and worth in the eyes of the one God. Latanebare Puangri Magalatung addressed its people with the nickname Ana Epoku, which means my children or grandchildren, not Ataku or my servant.
Now, I'm going to tell you about the Sultanate of Gowa-Tallo. It is thought that the first king of Goa, Tumanurungan, began ruling in the 13th century. Initially, in the Goa area, there were 9 communities called Bate Salapang or Sembilan Bendera. These Bate Salapang then joined to form the Kingdom of Goa. Goa and Tallo were twin kingdoms belonging to 2 brothers. Starting in the middle of the 16th century, during the reign of Goa IV, Tangalopi, he divided the kingdom into two parts for his two sons, Batara Goa and Karangloerisero. Batara Goa leads the kingdom of Goa as king of Goa VII, while Karangloerisero found a new kingdom called Tallo. The two sibling kingdoms were hit by wars for years, until when Goa was led by the king of Goa X, the Tallo kingdom suffered defeat. The two kingdoms became one kingdom with the agreement Roa Karaing Sere Ata. The kingdom of Goa began to develop rapidly when Tumaparisi Kalona became the ninth king of Goa with the title Daeng Matanre Karaing. The peak of glory of the kingdom of Gowa-Tallo was during the reign of Sultan Hasanuddin. He succeeded in building Gowa-Tallo into a maritime empire that controlled trade routes in the eastern region of the archipelago. The port of Sumba Opu has developed into a transit port that acts as a link for trade routes between Malacca, Java, and Maluku. Islam began to enter South Sulawesi because of the preaching of Datuk Ribandang and Datuk Sulaiman from Minangkabau. In 1605, Imam Ngari Daeng Mangrabia, the king of Goa, embraced Islam and had the title Sultan Alauddin. Meanwhile, the king of Tallo, Kraing Mantoaya, had the title Sultan Abdullah. 2 years later, the kings of both kingdoms established Islam as the official religion of their people. With the entry of Islam, positions in the government structure were added with Shara, headed by a Qadi. As VOC did a trade monopoly, a conflict arose between Sultan Hasanuddin and VOC. In 1666, VOC sent its war fleet to Makassar, led by Cornelis Pilman. Sultan Hasanuddin strengthened his troops by ordering the kingdom in Nusa Tenggara to send their soldiers. On the other hand, VOC asked Arung Palaka from the Sultanate of Bone for help. VOC carried around 1,900 soldiers and a fleet of 21 warships, plus the troops from Bone. Sultan Hasanuddin was forced to sign the Bungaya Agreement on November 18, 1667, after Goa suffered a defeat. The result of the Bungaya Agreement was detrimental to the Kingdom of Goa. Sultan Hasanuddin fought back secretly, but the VOC recognized the resistance efforts, so they attacked Sumba Opu Fortress on June 12, 1669. Fort Sumba Opu collapsed and Sultan Hasanuddin was arrested and forced to abdicate on June 29, 1669. He died at the age of 39 on June 12, 1670. Next is historical heritage from Gowa-Tallo. Sumba Opu Fortress is a heritage fort of the Goa Sultanate which was built by the 9th king of Goa in the 16th century. This fort is located at Jalan Deng Tata, Benteng Sumba Opu Village, Goa Regency, South Sulawesi. And then there is Fort Rotterdam or Ujung Pandang Fortress. It is located on the west coast of Makassar City, South Sulawesi. This fort is made of clay, but during the reign of Sultan Alauddin, it was replaced by a rock from the Kars Mountains. Ujung Pandang Fortress is shaped like a turtle, which depicts the philosophy of the Kingdom of Goa, that turtles can live on land and in the sea. Likewise, the Kingdom of Goa which thrive on land and at sea. Sultan Hasanuddin is the 16th king of the Goa Kingdom. During his leadership, the Kingdom of Goa was at a climax position. Since childhood, he was a hard-working child. He had a firm and courageous character. He faced many challenges from various wars with the Netherlands. Another challenge was the divisive politics of the Netherlands, which involved his close brother Arung Palaka. Captain Spelman once sent a letter to Sultan Hasanuddin asking to surrender and for compensation for losses caused by wars on the Dutch side. However, Sultan Hasanuddin replied to the letter, "If we are attacked, we will defend ourselves and attack again with all our capabilities. We are on the right side. We want to defend the truth and the independence of our country." The rooster from the east is a nickname attached to him. The legendary nickname was given by the Dutch in recognition that Sultan Hasanuddin and his troops had caused enormous losses to the Dutch. That is all from us. Thank you for watching.